So you bought a van then? You haven't even got a driving licence, haven't you? Ronnie, a load of money has gone missing from the Independent Scotland campaign. Apparently, it's all over the news this morning. Were you in charge of that campaign at all? Were you? Because I saw you the other day running around with a kilt on, shouting freedom. I mean, it's a nice van. It's not junky, but I don't know how you got the finance. Didn't think you had a particularly good credit rating. Not after all those scratch cards that you bought. All of a sudden, you do seem to have quite a bit of money for business ventures. So you bought a van, and on finance, which I've told you not to do before, but you ignored that, and you've gone into business with Ronnie again, even though I said to you, don't go into business with Ronnie. You and Ronnie don't have a great history. What are you doing? You and Ronnie don't have a great history with regards to that was right. That was right in my mouth. Chimney sweeps. You've tried gardening. You've tried window cleaning. Now you've gone into chimney sweeps. Well, the whole point of being a chimney sweep is, I mean, you've put on your advert that you're a classical chimney sweeps. How are you planning to, Steve? I'm not taking the mickey. I'm just saying, how are you planning to get up the chimney? Whose idea was it to start the chimney sweep business? And why did you put yourself forward to be the boy that goes up the chimney? That was all stopped in the that was stopped in the Victorian time, at the end of the Victorian times. In fact, no, it wasn't. Actually, it was quite education for you. I'm not fat shaming you or anything like that. It's just that you are genetically probably not capable of squeezing up a chimney. Admittedly, it would be very clean after you'd done it. I think it would be really clean. But I mean, you're the black donkey and he's a white donkey. You'd both be black donkeys, wouldn't you, afterwards? I think you'd be quite sooty. Were you involved in it as well? You were the accounts, were you? Are you the one that encouraged them to take the finance agreement on the van? Well, perhaps I want to say well done for the idea, but the problem is your first client, Mr. Rodriguez in the local village, he's friends with the Grumblesons. Why he gave you the job of sweeping his chimney, I don't know, but Mr. Rodriguez is not very happy. He said that you turned up, you parked the van on his front garden, and you squashed all his roses. That's a start. You haven't really learnt to drive properly yet. You then got out. You didn't have a ladder. You had a rope ladder, which you were trying to put up from the bottom. So you were throwing it up at his house to try and connect it to the roof. You can't, rope ladders you have to do from the top down. You can't throw a rope ladder up. They are very hard to work that way. So you just end up with a pile of rope and sticks on the floor. He said that you eventually threw the rope ladder through the upstairs window, and that then contact. What are you doing? Hold on. And then he said that you tried to send Ronnie up the chimney, and he got his head stuck. So meanwhile you're climbing up the ladder outside the front through the broken window. Ronnie's downstairs with his head stuck up a chimney. Ronnie then had to, shall we say, relieve himself in Mr. Rodrigo's front garden, in his front room. He said which made quite a mess. Then Ronnie started sneezing a lot, which was blowing all the soot out of the chimney back down on him and into the room. You then came down to see what the fuss was. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. It's like a comedy of errors. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you? You couldn't make it up if you tried. So then you've got behind Ronnie, and you're pushing him up the chimney. You pushed him further up the chimney, so now he's halfway up the chimney. He's stuck. He starts to shout at you because he's stuck, and he has a panic attack that he can't breathe very well because he's halfway up a chimney. You kept on pushing him. Then you pushed him all the way up. Then you got your rods and started pushing him up his bum with the rods, and then disaster. We've only just got him out. He was up there for hours. Anyway, Mr. Rodriguez wants his... Hello? He wants his money back. I think you should sell the van. I really do. I don't think you should be encouraged. No, don't bite me. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to have a little think about what we're doing with the rest of our life. Okay, you're pretty much sorted. You're a donkey. So I think you could probably just continue with being a donkey. Just go down that. You're doing a real good job at that. And I don't think you really have to worry about anything else. I don't think you have to think about like, oh, you don't wake up in the morning and think, what should I do today, or what's going on in my life. You don't have an existential crisis. You know, that's it. You do what you do really well. I think you should just stick at that. But you do seem to want to kind of try and different things, and you experiment a lot, which is good. But I really think you should just stick to what you're really good at, which is donkeying.